Oozing out. Hey, do you want a cake?
Sure. Do you know how?
No? Oh, one hand?
One hand. Oh my god.
Go ahead. Hey everybody, welcome to
the best cooking show in the world.
2 chefs.
And a knife. We're doing a lava cake versus.
So we're gonna do an actual lava cake from scratch. Got all the accoutrement ingredients here. Versus a store-bought premix cake where you just add 3 other ingredients to it just to see, because traditionally a lava cake is literally just an underbaked cake.
Yeah, so eat at your discretion. So if you're old, young, and have autoimmune disorders, stay away from this and don't complain to us, okay? And if the prices of eggs are expensive, then don't make this either, okay?
This recipe is not for you!
Yeah, so just get out of here.
So yeah, so we're just gonna see, do you have to put all this effort or can we just do that?
I'm gonna prep my ramekins. I'm gonna actually mix the cocoa powder with the flour. So you can use butter, but we're gonna just use straight up cancer-causing inflammatory canola oil. So just gonna spray the side. Get it all over your finger like me.
Greasy fingers.
We're just gonna tap the flour cocoa powder mixture. Other people will use cocoa powder and sugar or just straight up flour. Just like that. And then we'll do the rest the same off camera.
Okay, and so I'm gonna be doing the real lava cake, or the lava cake recipe. So 6 ingredients, very simple and basic. We are using a semi-sweet chocolate for ours. You could use dark chocolate depending on what you want, depending on the taste of the chocolate that you want. We decided to go semi-sweet. All right, first thing we gotta do is melt the chocolate and the butter together. You could do a microwave, mixing them, microwaving at 30-second intervals and stirring it and do it again until you get a nice smooth consistency. I'm just doing it over a pot still. So I got 170 grams of the semi-sweet chocolate chips into the pot, and I have 125 grams of butter into the pot. So we are doing it over a double boiler. So we got water on the bottom, a little simmer. Okay, so we're just gonna let that melt.
Stop banging yourself.
The butter was stuck. Okay, so this is all melted. We're good to go. We're just gonna let it sit here, turn the water off. All right, so our chocolate is good to go. So now we're gonna take our 2 whole eggs plus 2 yolks. That's why there's 4, don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
Into our bowl. We're just gonna lightly whisk this with our broken whisk. I like the big one. You know why I like this whisk? Because I like a thinner wire.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like the thick wire.
Me too.
Okay, prongs. The prongs are thinner. And now we have 160 grams of powdered sugar or icing sugar, whatever you want to call it. We're going to add that to our eggs, and we're going to whisk this together. And they have 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, we're going to mix this together. Now we're going to take this out. We're done with the whisk. Okay, making sure your chocolate is not too hot because we don't want to scramble our eggs. It is a good temperature. So we're now going to add the chocolate to our egg mixture. I'm using a spatula here so we can scrape out the bowl, because it is a measured recipe, so we don't want to leave it a lot in the bowl. All right, so now we're just gonna gently whisk the chocolate in with the egg mixture, get it all combined. So we're gonna scrape down the sides before we add our flour. Let's make sure we got it all. There we go, that looks good. Okay, so now with the flour, we have 80 grams of flour. So we're not wanting to overwork the flour in the mixture. We're just gonna put it in and just kind of lightly fold it in there just until the flour is incorporated with the chocolate mixture. Don't need to stir crazy. As you can see, it easily absorbs just kind of on its own. Just work it a little bit. Scraping down the sides after. Push the chocolate up on the sides because it helps wet the flour to make it come back down. And there we go, guys. There we go. We'll go around, scrape it all down. So now we have our ready to go ramekins. So we're gonna fill up just over halfway, I guess. So ideally, you don't wanna crazy overfill these things because you don't want it, when it bakes, to bake over the edge of the ramekin, right? Because these are gonna rise a little bit just because of the egg, and the egg is a leveling agent, is it not? Mm-hmm. We're gonna pick them up and just clean our edges so we don't get any burnt bits around on our dessert a la bakes. Well, I actually kept them not that bad.
That's why I hate baking.
So many dishes.
I hate it, the drip, everything. It's annoying.
So we're gonna check it after 10 minutes just to see how it's going.
Yeah.
Hot oven. So what you're looking for is the sides, mainly to be set, because the bottom will cook faster than the top because of the heated ramekin, because we're gonna invert it on a plate. So you're just looking to have that seal around it. Woo! Oh yeah, they're still jiggly. Okay, I think we are good. So as you can see, it started to cook on the top. So we take them out. If you overbake lava cake, you just have cake.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst thing in the world. You still got cake. We're gonna put the lid like this.
Okay. Oh, finally.
And then we're gonna dust it. Ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Perfect.
That looks good.
So just basically you just mix all the ingredients together. So I'll just put in my 3 eggs, half a cup of straight up vegetable oil. If you want, you could sub it for melted butter to add a little bit more depth of flavor. And then 1 cup of just straight tap water. Again, use milk or cream or whatever you want.
All ingredients are on the box.
Yeah, and then our whisk that everyone gets mad at us for. So just dry mixture in there. Anyway, just gonna mix this all together. It says to mix it for 3 minutes. I don't want to mix it for 3 minutes.
You can use your kitchen beaters if you got it.
Yeah, basically you just want structure, so that's what it is. The flour causes the gluten to react and then your cake to have a little bit of structure. Because it's lava cake, it's pretty forgiving, so it doesn't have to be super incorporated. Okay, so just like a regular lava cake, you're gonna fill your ramekins. All right, Betty Crocker lava cake test. 13 minutes?
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have filled it all the way. I would suggest you go halfway. I ran a knife along the edge.
You can use a butter knife if you don't have a pointy knife.
Okay, so I'll just... So
Wow, it actually held.
actually looks good.
Okay.
So to cover up any imperfections, we're gonna put some icing sugar on the top and on the plate.
Okay, we are about to find out if Betty Crocker is actually a lava cake expert and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Oh man, look
It
at that.
worked, I think. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got a pocket.
Okay, let's try it.
It smells like Betty Crocker.
You took all the melted chocolate away from me.
I did not.
So mean.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's gonna be hot.
It's good.
You know what? It has the lava cake taste, but it's light.
It's good. But
It works.
Worked. That's weird.
It cooked a lot faster than the traditional lava cake too. All right, the real deal. Oh, look at all that chocolate.
Oh, that's good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mmm. It's so fudgy.
Definitely a deeper, richer flavor in the homemade. Denser.
You can taste the chocolate way more.
It's definitely a better chocolate.
Yeah.
Like for sure, 100%. I do have to say the homemade is better. Yes.
Yeah.
But a Betty Crocker is $1.20 for a box of cake mix. You throw in the egg.
Canadian.
In this economy. But anyways, I'm just saying, as a hack, the Betty Crocker actually works.
Yeah.
You can do it. Quality-wise, you can't be homemade. That is fantastic. I think both work. You definitely taste the difference in homemade. Did we just lava your cake?
Yeah.